internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right in today's video. Major gains are coming for XRP holders, and 2025 is looking to be like the year that mass adoption is going to flood into this crypto sector. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We have unreleased documents from the IRS, okay? This is huge. Where do we even begin? Today, we're going to talk about clawbacks on the XRP ledger and why that is so bullish from a banker's perspective. And on top of that, we're going to go back to about how retail is just not going to afford XRP when everything is ready to go. Let's start off with the U.S. Treasury press release. U.S. Department of Treasury, IRS, releases proposed regulations on sales and exchange of digital assets by brokers. This was just published yesterday. It went on to say that the proposed regulations on the sales and exchange of digital assets by brokers in an effort to crack down on tax cheats while helping law-abiding taxpayers know how much they owe on the sales and exchange digital assets, etc. Okay, so here we have this document is not released yet. This document is scheduled to be published in the Federal Register on August 29th and available online. However, we have it right here. Take a listen to what they say here. So it's a notice of proposed rulemaking and notice of public hearing. Take a listen to this. The proposed regulations require brokers to report the gross proceeds from the sale of digital assets if the sale is effected on or after January 1st, 2025. According to the terms of proposed, brokers are required to report the unadjusted basis and the character of any gain or loss with respect to sale if the sale or exchange. This is big. They're planning regulation for 2025 because they know that the market is going to see a peak very soon, and they know there's going to be trillions flooding into this market, and they're going to put down their foot. They're saying, okay, you know what? By January 1st, 2025, you have to do this because the markets are going to be absolutely massive. Trillions are going to flood, and a lot of people are going to make a lot of money off of this. Again, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there is less than 2% of the world's population that owns crypto. And on top of that, there's less than 1% of the world's population that actually owns a decent amount of XRP, which we're going to get into on a different video, okay? It's mind-blowing how much individuals actually own XRP and that are walking around the world right now. And before we get into the clawback on the XRP ledger, take a listen to this little montage of it's retail is just a noise. Wait until the banks come in. They're all gonna use the most efficient asset. And once big players come in, like big name banks come in, then every other bank will follow. And this video, this little montage is with all Ripple executives, ex-Ripple executives, current Ripple executives. Take a listen.
But I think more broadly, there's a little bit more regulatory certainty to come. It's much better even now versus even just the past few years. And with that comes sort of big name institutional adoption that I think will be encouraging for others that might have been on the fence.
Well, it creates a lot of noise. And, we certainly don't want that much noise. But we're waiting. And for example, in this last quarter, the bulk of XRP sales were to institutional investors. And as this transitions away from retail to institutions who start to use it for wholesale, financial usage, that's when the turning point will come.
Then they go, I want to do this in 100 countries, but I can't hold currencies in 100 countries. Well, guess what? You got XRP. So that's the holy grail. That's the ultimate end goal that we're aiming for.
And then we have the VP of product development at Mastercard talking about a new currency.
Are they ready to accept or facilitate a transaction in this new type of currency, whatever this currency is going to be in the future? Right? Are they ready to accept or facilitate a transaction in this new type of currency, whatever this currency is going to be in the future? Right?
Listen, folks, they're going to try to hide this from you. They're going to try to hide the facts from us and try to make it as difficult to understand as possible. But take a listen to this feature, okay? So the clawback on the XRP ledger, these documents are subject to change because it's still in the brand new phase of it. That's why I said, remember, the XRP ledger has the EVM side chains, the XLS 30 AMM side chains, cross-chain bridges. They're setting up for the enterprise. And even when we get on to navigating cryptocurrency regulation and industry perspective on the insight and tools needed to shape balanced crypto regulation from the World Economic Forum, take a listen to what they say here. While some networks have developed features to claw back transactions in certain circumstances, the general design of cryptocurrency networks does not allow reversing transactions, as this is a feature to avoid the double spend problem. In these instances, errors in transactions cannot be reversed, and unlike credit cards, customers have no right to reverse the charges if something goes wrong. And remember what Brad Garlinghouse said. XRP was designed around the flaws of Bitcoin.
Now, we build upon a tech stack of an open source technology called XRP. XRP, originally was built by some engineers who had seen some of the flaws of Bitcoin and the challenges of scalability around Bitcoin.
And going back to Mike Blandina, they tested Bitcoin and Ethereum for payment means, and it didn't work.
A year ago, but I think Bitcoin and Ethereum have failed to be a payment method.
And here we have the World Economic Forum talking about clawbacks, and here we have on the open source, on Ripple's website, bringing in clawbacks because they're abiding by regulation. And take a listen to this breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss this. You got to understand that this is what the bankers want. I'm giving you from a banker's perspective, these closed door meetings that they talk about. What is a clawback? A clawback is a mechanism used in the XRP ledger to recover funds that were previously distributed, typically due to errors or fraudulent activities. How can this benefit the banks and entities? Well, error correction, rapid rectification of erroneous transactions, prevention of potential financial losses due to mistakes, fraud prevention, swift response to detect and prevent fraudulent activities, ability to recover funds involved in suspicious transactions, risk management, utilize clawback for managing risky transactions effectively, reclaim funds when transactions pose potential risks, regulatory compliance, ensure compliance by reversing transactions violating regulation, mitigate risk associated with non-compliant activities. Let's keep going here. Asset issuance control. Issuers can revoke or freeze access to specific assets, prevent unauthorized trading and misuse of issued assets, enhance trust, building trust among participants by showcasing robust error handling mechanisms, increased confidence in the XRP ledger as a secure platform, operational efficiency, streamlined error correction and fraud mitigation processes, reduced reliance on time-consuming legal actions. And then we got innovation in financial products, design and novel financial products that leverage the clawback feature, unlock new possibilities for innovative offerings. And let's look at why Bitcoin and Ethereum might not be the perfect fit for banks. And we already know that. In Bitcoin, transactions are like locks. Once closed, they stay that way. It's like sending a letter you can't get back once it's in the mailbox. Ethereum does transactions in a similar way. They're like done deals. Imagine buying something online and you can't cancel the order, okay? So the challenges for banks. This no turning back feature is great for security, but can be tough for banks. Banks sometimes need to fix things or reverse transactions, and blockchains make that hard. Mistakes and fraud. If a mistake happens, like sending to the wrong place, it's tough to undo. Dealing with bad guys making sneaky transactions is tricky too. Following the rules. banks have strict rules to follow, and sometimes transactions break these rules. With these blockchains, reversing rule-breaking deals is quite a task. So that's a task that the banks are trying to stay away from, folks. And like I said, I've said this many, many times, and I'll say it again. The trust that Ripple has built in the past 10 plus years within financial institutions, within, other countries across the world, with every partner that they have, that is something that a lot of people don't look at. Algorand, XLM, XDC, these coins are great, okay? If you hold them, there's nothing wrong with them. They're gonna appreciate in value. But they're not comparable to what Ripple is trying to do. Ripple is trying to be an all-in-one house enterprise that provides everything for banks. That's why they have all these little side chains coming on, okay? They have all these little features coming on. And that trust that they have built with these financial institutions for the past years, and the only reason why I say this is because I've been in the sector for over 10 years now. This is one of, by far, the most bullish outtakes ever. Forget everything that Ripple has achieved in terms of on their blockchain, but just in terms of the trust that they have built, the network that they have built is just beyond me. It gives me a headache when I think about it. It is absolutely just crazy what's about to happen in this world, and how Ripple is going to play a major role in its digital asset XRP is going to be absolutely massive, ladies and gentlemen. $100 is going to happen 100%. Bitcoin went from pennies to $69,000 for absolutely no reason. Ethereum did the same thing for absolutely no reason. The use cases for those assets are pretty much at this point fraud to a certain degree. It is centralized to a very high degree in terms of who owns lots of extra Bitcoin and lots of Ethereum. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. There will be a moment, 100 trillion billion %, where XRP takes the #1 spot on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, whatever you want to call it, any other of those websites. But XRP will be the #1 digital asset on this motherfucking planet. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into it. Let's keep continuing.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.